Okay, welcome class of 2025. Now we can see the presentation, correct?
Yes, we can.
Okay, excellent. So for those of you students in our presence, if you're wondering why we're calling this the family webinar, it is because we believe at Warren Township High School that it takes all of us. It takes all stakeholders, students, parents, family members, teachers, faculty, staff, administration, our community. We are all working together to best service our students and our Warren community. And so we want to welcome, obviously, yes, our students and our class of 2025. We are so excited to welcome you to Warren Township High School and your high school experience, but we also want to welcome your family. And we want to set the tone from the very beginning that this is a partnership and we are here to support each other and provide the best experience we can for your child. So thank you again. Thank you all for being here. I want to share our agenda for this evening. Our goals for tonight, first and foremost, we want you to be excited for high school. We want you to finish the year strong. You still are finishing your 8th grade year, but we want to get you excited for your time at Warren and to be a Blue Devil. We want to talk a little bit about what's next. There's a lot of things you might be thinking since our last time together when we were talking about scheduling. So we want to help answer some of those questions. We want to share some information on who to contact if you have questions at all over the summer or even the start of next school year. And last, we want to review where you can find some important information to help you prepare for your high school experience. So those are our goals for tonight. We hope that we can check each of those off at the end of our time together. And so we're going to start with just a welcome. Welcome to Warren Township High School. We are so excited to have you join our Warren family and be a high school student. This is an exciting time. High school is a fun, huge growth opportunity for you as students and families. This is fun for you to join the high school community if you haven't, if this is your first timer. For those of you who are just joining the high school and don't have any older children, welcome. And please know how proud we are of Warren Township High School. We service close to 4,000 students. Our district covers close to over 50 square miles, 12 cities. We really embrace our diverse student body and are very proud of all the opportunities and experiences that we can provide our students. And you are officially now a part of all that if you haven't already been part of our family. So welcome and get ready for an exciting 4 years and a really impactful 4 years of your life. I want to introduce myself. I'm Michelle Bertola. I'm the principal here at our Eau Plaine campus, which houses our freshmen and sophomores. I want to talk a little bit about some of the pictures on the screen here, just to share a little bit about myself. This is my 21st year at Warren. It's actually the only school that I've been employed at. I'm at heart a social studies teacher, but have also served in the capacity of assistant principal of curriculum and instruction, and this is my 3rd year as principal. And that's a huge part of who I am. I'm an educator, and I love being around students and other staff and faculty that are passionate about making our students better human beings. But I also very passionate about my family. And so one picture there that you see is myself with my son. I have a 13-year-old son. His name is Bo, and my husband, Brian. And the matriarch of our family is my grandma there, who is my grandma, who is 103. She actually just passed this last year. But she has always been a huge staple for me and our family. And so I want to just little tribute to my grandma who passed recently. And so that's an important part of who I am. And parents and students that are here, I can only imagine, I put 2 pictures of my son here. One of him in the middle there is when he was 1 year old, young. And then one is current. And I think so often, and I know it's cliche, but I think probably everyone would agree, time goes so fast, and students that are coming in as freshmen, you may have a hard time believing it. Parents, I can only relate to what you might be thinking as you look at your child, and it seems like just yesterday they were little and young, and now here they are starting their high school experience. So every day we get with our family and the people we love is precious. And I just want to wish all of our parents out there and good luck as we venture this adventure, but also please know that you are sending your child to a phenomenal school that cares about kids, and we care about supporting you and them as they embark on this adventure. A couple other things about myself. I went to Lake Forest College, but I'm originally from Wisconsin. So although I have lived in Illinois longer than Wisconsin, the saying goes, you can take the girl out of Wisconsin, but you can't take the Wisconsin out of the girl. So I may not go over well with some of you, but I am still a Cheez-It at heart, and so some of my passions are sports, and I am still true to my Wisconsin sports team. So just a little bit about myself as we continue getting to know each other here in the next 4 years. I'm going to talk just really briefly, and this is going to be a short interactive piece. Any students who are joining us, I want you to really take a look at this, and I'm going to ask you to turn and talk to your parent or talk to someone around you. We are going to be working with our students and staff and our whole Warren community next year on this Warren Way, which essentially encompasses what we believe at Warren. And we really are going to primarily work with all of our stakeholders on the belief that we believe in being respectful, resilient, and engaged. And those are some pretty big, powerful words with a lot of meaning. And we're going to spend a lot of time throughout the year defining what those are and really connecting everything we do to these goals, because we want students to develop these skills now, but we also believe in continuous learning and improvement. We want these skills to resonate even beyond their time at Warren. And so students, right now I'm going to take a minute, awkward educator silence here, but I'm just going to pause for a minute, and I want you to think about what the words respectful, resilient, and engaged mean to you. And I'm going to give you time to think about that, and then I want you to turn to one of your family members that's around you, and I want you to just pick one of them and share what that word means to you. Just want to start activating what your thoughts are on being respectful, resilient, and engaged. I'm going to give students just a minute to think about that and share with someone near them. Parents, you can feel free to think the same as well if you don't have a student value. So students next year, and parents, please know this is going to be really the core of what we talk a lot about at Warren, and we're really going to work to connect things inside the classroom, outside the classroom, to this goal in developing our students to be respectful, resilient, engaged. So I'm going to actually now transition to our associate principal, Mr. Maurer, and let him introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me. All right, I'm Mr. Maurer. I'm Chuck Maurer. I'm the associate principal at Warren High School. Been here for 29 years. Was a math teacher for many years and really loved being in the classroom and working with kids in that regard, and really appreciate the work I'm able to do now for the entire school. There's a picture of me when I was much younger. There's a picture of my 6 boys there, just from a few years ago. They all went through high school already, so I understand what it is like on both sides of the equation. Not only my working in a high school, but also what it's like for the high school years for kids going through and all the experiences and the great things that can happen for kids while they're in high school. And then if you didn't notice, off on the right, there is a picture of Wisconsin. I am with Mrs. Bertola. We both hail from Wisconsin, near the Milwaukee area. And yes, I'm a Brewers and Packers fans, but please don't hold that against me. So enough about me. Let's keep moving on, get some more information for you for the next slide. So what's next? One of the things that you're going to need to do here is your online registration. I work with student services and the registration process and kind of the nuts and bolts of helping the building to run. I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if you can see it here, but you received something in an email with this kind of information. It was a PDF that you could print off if you wanted. It contained in the bottom corner here access information for you to get online into PowerSchool and to create your parent account. You have to create that parent account before you can start registration in PowerSchool. So if you didn't get it or you lost it, you can't find it, just call us. We can send it out again. It was an email that came about 2 weeks ago. Once you create your parent account in PowerSchool, you use that parent account to register for school. It's all online this year. There's no walk-in again. As we did last year, everything's online. And the two most important parts of that registration process online are you're going to have your proof of residency ready. You're going to need to download your PDFs of your utility bills and you know, your rental agreement, whatever your situation is. But there's 3 proofs of residency that you'll need. Right? If you can't download them, you can still drop them off or get them to us in another way via email. But the best way is to download those proof of residencies. And the second piece of information that you'll need for freshman year to start school is, of course, freshmen need to have their physical completed within 1 year of our first day of school and download it. Either you can download it in the registration process. If you don't have the physical in hand yet and are still getting it, you can drop that off at the Eau Plaine campus, or we have information in the registration process that you can just email it directly to our nurse's office, and they will take care of that. So that's the 2 most important parts of the registration process online, in addition to a number of screens. It goes very, very quickly where you're going to be putting in information on contacts, emergency contacts and phone numbers and things like that, and agreeing to the handbook, that kind of thing. But those are the 2 main parts of the online registration process for you to keep in mind. Again, if you need more information on that, just call us, the main number. Secretaries can help you out. We can send that information out for you again. All right. Next, August 9th, and once we finish your registration by July 30th, you will be able to see your classes then starting on August 9th. You'll have your classes, periods 1 through 8, the classrooms, the teachers, the busing information that'll all be opened up in PowerSchool for you to view. All right. After that August 9th date, then we're going to run a sneak peek on August 12th. That's a Thursday night, the week before school starts. And it's just a chance for you to walk the building. You know, you can come, not just students, but parents as well, and walk through your schedule on your own. There's no bells ringing. There's nothing else. It's just the building's open for you to come in as a family if you want. Walk the building, go through periods 1 through 8, and start to get acclimated to what the building's set up like and where your classes are. Then we have another opportunity for freshmen to come in on August 16th. That's a Monday, August 16th. The first day of school is Tuesday, August 17th, but on Monday, we will run the buses. So you'll get the experience of hopping on the bus in the morning if you are a student who takes the bus. Coming to school, we will run you through a short bell schedule, 10 minutes classes or so. We may have a few meetings as well to talk with you and acclimate you to the building and introduce you to student services staff and other people who are there to support you freshman year. We'll have you home by noon and we'll run the buses back home. So that August 16th is a freshman orientation date. Your first day of school then, when you're there 8:15 to 3:15 in the morning, will start then on August 17th. So that's what's next right now. Those are the big dates coming up, and we'll give you more information on that as those dates come. We'll send out reminders on all of this. Okay. And Mrs. Bertola, there are people waiting again. I just saw pop up in case you didn't see. One thing, we want to mention a couple other things for students who want to get involved in other things at the high school. And the first is we just want to talk about athletics and summer camps that are coming up. If you are interested in a sport for freshman year, check out the website, right? They have summer camp information. Just about every sport we have at Warren has some type of a summer camp. So you don't want to miss that. It doesn't mean you can't try out for the team. You can still do that. You can still get on a team. But there are summer camps, of course, that are available, and you want to make sure you check that out if you're interested in a sport for freshman year. Not only do we have sports, though, if you can go to the next slide. This is Bertola.
Sorry. Yep.
Other way. There we go. We're also going to have an activity fair for freshman year. Oh, there we go. This screenshot shows what we did this past year. We always have an activity fair in person, but because of COVID, we weren't able to do that. This is posted on the website. If you want to go on the website and start to look at activities, these kids put together a fantastic explanation of the activities that we have. They did a virtual activity fair this year that we posted and shared with students. It's still there online, as well as other activities that are listed and clubs that you can go and check out and start to get an idea if you want to get involved in more things, and we strongly encourage that to get involved freshman year. All right. The next, did we have one more? One more slide, Mrs. Bertola?
Athletic start dates, do you see that? Yeah.
Last one. Fall sports start August 9th. That's about a week before in-person learning starts. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking of a fall sport, you want to make sure that you make those fall sport tryout dates that begin August 9th. But again, check out the website. There's plenty of information there on each sport for you to start to plan out your summer and tryouts for the fall. I think I'm going to hand it over to you, Mrs. Bertola, or is there anything else?
No, I just want to add to everybody that this presentation, as well as being recorded, this actual presentation will be shared, and there are some links in here, this being one of them, that I'm just going to open up real quick, that shows you. Oh, Mr. Kupfer, are you taking over presenting? Oh, this just shows you a PDF of the different athletic sports that we have and their start dates with contact information. So this is a really helpful, useful document that is embedded in the presentation that will be shared out with everyone after our presentation. So just wanted to share that and let you know you'll have access to that. Information is also on the website, but I'm going to actually stop presenting and let Mr. Kupfer take over and take over the presenting, and then we'll pick up from there.
All right, took over.
Excellent, thank you. Okay. So who are you going to call? The next slide. I just want to talk through, there's going to be a lot of information on this, and so again, just want to remind everyone that this will be shared, so don't feel you have to write this all down quickly, but we do want to give you some advice on who you call if you have questions. And so in regards to the first question, as Mr. Maurer mentioned, registration is one of the first things you need to make sure you get completed. If you have any questions on that in regards to you having problems with PowerSchool, you're having problems accessing things, please just call our main number and we will help you with whatever questions you have. If you have questions regarding, next slide, Mr. Kupfer, any kind of academic questions. Now, again, schedules won't be visible in PowerSchool and that process has pretty much been complete, but if any questions come up that you just are inquiring on, any kind of course questions, you should always reach out to your counselor. And so please feel free to contact them with any of those questions. This slide has their email and their phone number. If you haven't figured out yet with Warren, the email system we use is first initial last name at WTHS.net. And so you'll learn that pretty quick in your time here. If you have questions on summer school, which again, that process, that's already been, registration has already happened and most of that communication has taken place, but the director of summer school is Nathan Karasek, and that is his contact information. Next, if you have questions about any kind of athletics or activities, our athletic director and assistant athletic director are your go-to people. Unless it's a specific question about a specific sport, then of course you can reach out directly to a coach. And all that information is on our website, also on that resource document that I showed you that is connected to our presentation. So if you have questions next on anything dealing with financial, questions with fees or how to set up an account or anything dealing with money, we have a bookkeeper here at the Eau Plaine campus and her name is Miss Hesse and that is her contact information. So you can reach out if you have any questions regarding finances. Lastly, if you don't know who to go to, you can always reach out to the principals. And you've met Mr. Maurer and myself. You'll meet Dr. Kupfer here shortly. I also just want to let people know, I shared this information quite a bit at the beginning of the year. We use social media. We have a WTHS Facebook page that I strongly suggest Dr. Kupfer will show you when he does a quick oversight of our website. My principal social media are listed here. I would say Twitter and Facebook are primarily for parents, and some students use Twitter, but Instagram is what I really use with students. So all of my students that are in on this call, one of the very first things I have you do early in the school year is follow me on Instagram, because I do use that as well as email, because we do expect all of our students to use their Warren email. But I do know how social media is used to showcase things we're proud of. And that's really what we use social media for, to tell our story and really showcase the things going on and help communicate events going on in the school. So I know that was a lot of contact information, but like I said, we'll share this presentation so that you'll have it. Again, it's also on our website, which we'll be doing a brief overview of shortly. Okay, I'm now actually going to hand it over to Mr. Kupfer.
Hello, my name is Peter Kupfer. I'm the Assistant Principal for Instructional Services at the Oakland campus. So here's some pictures of me. I like to exercise and run races. I'm actively involved in Boy Scouts. And there's my two children. It's kind of an older picture. One of them is a 7th grader and one of them is a 4th grader. So they'll be going to high school in a while. This is my 3rd year at Warren. Before this, I taught physics for a long time at a different school. And now I'm here at Warren. And so my main job tonight is to show you around our school website and show you some things that you can find there. And so our website, as it says, is at d121.org. And there's lots of information there. It's usually pretty easy to find, but sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. So we're going to just show you a couple of things that you might want to check out here in the next few weeks. The first is our incoming freshman page. This is a new page that we've created this year. And so if you go to the web page and go to campus info, down here a little bit is the incoming freshman students page. And on here, you'll find a lot of the same resources you found tonight. This is where we'll post the slideshow from this evening. And also here's some links to athletics, activities, the bell schedules, the counselor contact information, the course selection process, which is mostly over, information about summer school, and then also information coming up very soon, super important, the registration process. On the left, there are links to our frequently asked questions and also to registration. And so that's a good place to start to look for information if you have questions.
Mr. Kupfer, can I hit pause? Can you go back to the frequently asked questions?
For sure.
I really want to draw attention to this, especially for our students, but parents, please know this is here, because these literally are the most common questions we get from students when they're entering high school. We usually get them a lot on our sneak peek night, which is that night Mr. Maurer mentioned, as people are walking the building. We get a lot of these questions and we've accumulated them into one place for people. We've learned over time that these are frequently asked. And so when you open that document, you'll see what those questions are with answers. And sometimes even within the answers are links to where you can get more information on some of those things. So I can't stress enough that that is really going to be a helpful resource for all of you, both students and families. So thanks, Dr. Kupfer.
Of course, of course. A couple other things to see on the webpage. This is a good place to get, if you go back to the home page, the actual D121, this is a good place to access some of the common places that you might need to go. So in this bar down here are a series of links to take you to various places. In the middle here is a P. That's an easy way you can access PowerSchool if you have not bookmarked it. So you click on that, and then maybe it's down right now. That's awkward, but it didn't open up for me. But that's how you can access PowerSchool, by clicking there. And then also, if later in the year for students, if you need to access Canvas, there's a link for that here. And also an easy way to access your email is through the little envelope icon right here. You can also access our Facebook page, which I would encourage you to join by clicking on that yellow F on the bottom of the page. And that's going to take you to the Warren Facebook page. where we will post videos occasionally. So for example, today, Mrs. Bertola posted a video about the thing you're at now. Dr. Kirk posted a video about registration as well on there. So a good place to get information. From there, you just go to that page and click like, and then you can join the Warren Facebook page. And then back on the main web page, once another place important to go is the athletics and activities tab. This is where you're going to find out your athletic schedules and other information about how to join athletics and activities. And so that's just a brief kind of tour of the website, and that's something I would encourage you to look at once you finish your 8th grade year. Start poking around the website and see what's going on. You can look under student services. You can find a copy of our student handbook, start to learn the rules and the way that Warren works and get familiar with that. And now back to Mrs. Bertola.
Okay, so we're actually going to wrap up our informational presentation, and we'll stop recording and then take questions and discussion. But before we do that, I really do want this to be part of our recorded message, and that is, students, you are finishing your 8th grade year, and we know it's been a challenging year. It's been a challenging year. I think a lot of us are feeling exhausted and ready for a break. But I want to encourage you to finish strong, whether you're an athlete or not. I think all of us know you don't start slowing down at the end of a race, right? You keep going hard, and one day at a time. Keep working hard, and remember, one thing we talk a lot about at Warren is you control your integrity, and you control who you are as a person. And so, knowing when you look yourself in the mirror every night that you're giving it your best every day, and that you did everything you could to finish your 8th grade year strong, is something that helps build virtue, right? You're doing the right thing whether people are watching or not. And so I encourage you to take care of yourself, keep getting sleep and eating well so that you can each day do what you need to do, finish your 8th grade year strong, graduate your 8th grade year so that you are ready and in a great place to start your high school experience. So have a great end of your 8th grade year. It should be fun. There should be some enjoyable things that come with that accomplishment. But I just want to encourage that, as I know the end of the year with summer out in front of you can sometimes be challenging. So finish strong and best of luck. And we are so excited to have you join us officially at Warren in August. So I'm going to stop our recording at this time. I ask everyone to still stay on, and we're going to take some questions via chat and allowing people to unmute and ask questions, but let me stop the recording. Thank you again, everyone, for being with us and watching this if you're watching it after the fact.